started in a few minutes just to allow folks to transition in. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. We'll get started in just a minute. We'll get folks time to transition in, and we will start our webinar in just about a minute. In the chat, if you would like to share your name, role, and institution, we would appreciate it. That way folks know who they're in community with this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Friday. Wonderful, wonderful. Again, name, role, and institution in the chat for folks to see who they can perhaps build their community with after this webinar. So they see who's in the room and who's participating today. You're going to hear a lot of great information. And with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, we really appreciate everyone being here this morning. This webinar is called Dual Enrollment Family and Community Engagement. We have a great program planned for you. You're going to hear some great information, and we're really excited to have you join us. Just a few housekeeping items. We're going to get through some introductions, show you our agenda, and talk about how our morning is going to be spent together. And then we'll have our presenters, practitioners in the field share their experiences. And then if you have questions, you can feel free to drop those in the chat at any point in time, and we will be collecting those on the back end and be able to have our colleagues prepared to respond to them. We just didn't want that to necessarily take up from the great presentations that they've prepared for you all. And don't worry, even if we don't get to your questions during the webinar, we're going to send out the recording as well as any other questions that were asked with the answers for you to be able to follow up with there. So don't worry, but again, just be sure to put your questions in the chat. We'll collect those and try and get to those at the end. With that, we'll go ahead and go over to the next slide and start with our program this morning, and I will turn it over to Dr. Cervantes.
Thank you, Lorenzia. Truly appreciate everyone coming together with us this Friday morning and joining us in community. I always appreciate being in a room with dedicated educators, advocates, community partners, each of you playing a vital role in expanding college access and opportunities for students, not just here in the Bay Area region, but beyond. At the Bay Area K-16 Collaborative, we believe in the power of partnership to really drive equitable educational and workforce outcomes. So as part of our equity-centered regional network, the mission that drives us is one to improve post-secondary attainment and ensure that students, especially those who are low income, first generation, and those that come from underrepresented communities have a clear and supported pathway to a high skill and high demand career. Here in our collaborative, we're focusing on STEM, healthcare education, and beyond. So whatever a student wants to aspire for, we want to make sure they have the tools, the opportunities, and that we're engaging collaboratively in advancing this mission of equitable access. In particular, today we're going to talk about early college credit, and dual enrollment as a strategy provides us with that opportunity. By enabling students to earn college credit while still in high school, we know that that accelerates to degree completion. And we also know that it strengthens our students' confidence, their resolve in navigating not only higher ed, but also the professional sphere. But one thing we do know is that for dual enrollment to truly fulfill its promise of equity, family and community engagement are essential. Parents, guardians, community organizations, and partners in the sphere play a critical role in guiding students towards these opportunities and for guiding students towards those journeys that they're on. And it is only when we do this collaboratively and we do it together that we are better off, right? Better together. Uh, we are then able to build the necessary support systems and infrastructure that allows for dual enrollment to be truly accessible, to be truly impactful and sustainable for all students that are partaking in it. So in today's discussion, you'll see this partnership in action. You'll see how strategically we've been working together as a community of education partners. It is a testament to the shared commitment we have. And I want to take a quick moment just to recognize the incredible partners and presenters who have helped make today's webinar presentation possible. We got Career Ladders Project, CLP, Social Policy Research Associates, SPR, the backbone of the Bay Area K-16 Collaborative. We have UC Berkeley Center for Educational Partnerships. We have Destination College Advising Corps, DCAC. We have the Early Academic Outreach Program, EAOP. And we also have East Los Angeles College. Each of these organizations plays a crucial role in increasing college access and affordability, while also fostering equity-centered learning environments and ensuring that students have the resources they need to succeed. These are our guiding principles in the collaborative. In fact, I see other collaboratives in the room as well, and we're all guided by California's Recovery with Equity report, which calls for all of us as a state to remove systemic barriers and create a more inclusive and effective education system. And we can only do that by continuing to address longstanding social and economic inequities in higher education and workforce participation. So it is about ultimately opening the doors, allowing students to go through the journey and getting to the very end, and of course, bringing economic and upward mobility for themselves and their families. It is wonderful to have this professional connection with all of our presenters. And for me, I'll take a quick moment to say I have a personal one as well. East Los Angeles College was the first college campus that I ever stepped onto as a high school student, and that I partook in a college experience coming from Theodore Roosevelt High School in Boyle Heights. So as a first generation college student and a first generation American, those early college experiences were invaluable, informative for me, and I know they're still invaluable and informative for students. So I'm excited for the conversations ahead and for the presentations and information we're going to share with all of you. And I'm very grateful for the commitment of all of our partners. So thank you for being part of this effort. Now, Laurencia, I'm going to turn it back over to you so you can help lead us in today's discussions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cervantes. We appreciate the partnership as well. So with the Career Ladders Project, we support colleges and their partners in equity-minded redesign of their pathways and partnerships. And we also are so fortunate to be able to work with collaboratives such as the Bay Area K-16 Collaborative. And there's amazing work being done to do some really innovative approaches with that work. And we know that this work cannot be done alone and that we must work together. And so you will be hearing some very innovative approaches today, and we hope that you're able to take some pieces away and apply them to your local context. We know that engaging families and communities in dual enrollment is a way that we can do this work together and have that innovative approach. And so on the next slide, we have our brief agenda for you to review. We've done our welcome. We're going to talk specifically about how work is being done in the northern part of the state and in the southern part of the state around this work. And we're really excited for them to share with you all what they're doing. Time permitting, we'll have some Q&A, and then we'll have some concluding comments as well. And so with that, we're going to then turn it over to our first set of presenters. We have Nico from UC Berkeley Center for Educational Partnerships that will talk about the amazing work that they're doing up in the Bay. Nico, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Laurencia. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nico Rojas. I use the He, Him series, and I am one of the co-directors for UC Berkeley's Destination College Advising Corps, DCAC, and the Early Academic Outreach Program, EAOP, which is a statewide program from UC campuses. So if you are near a UC campus, there's definitely an EAOP program near you. For want to thank everybody for inviting us today to share about our concurrent enrollment program. And we call it concurrent enrollment because it was a program within EAOP many, many moons ago, definitely more than a decade. And as we, went post-pandemic and we wanted to bring it back, and I know there's a lot of nomenclature differences around, dual enrollment versus concurrent enrollment, but for us, it's really what the support looks like for our students, going to community college while enrolled in high school and whatever that looks like for us. So I will stop talking now and share the time with my colleagues who are doing the actual work with our students and our school sites and families. So I will turn it over to our Associate Director, Emerald Young.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emerald Young. Thank you, Nico, for the introduction of our concurrent enrollment program. My name is Emerald Young, serve our Associate Director of Academics for DCAC EAOP, which means I'm honored to work alongside Angie and Angela, who will be presenting the rest of the presentation in all of the academic programs we provide our students. So the agenda for today for our presentation, we're going to provide a brief overview of our DCAC EAOP program, talk a little bit about our academic programs here at our organization, specifically grounding some of our work in concurrent enrollment program, also known as individual dual enrollment, and how we engage students and families within that area. We're going to talk a little bit about our partnerships with our community colleges, a little bit about our SAS, which is our Saturday Academic Skills Seminars, and then the resources that we provide our students and families while they are participating in the concurrent enrollment program with us. Our vision here at DCAC EAOP is to change the face of education through equitable preparation and access to opportunities. And our mission with DCAC is to partner with our schools and community organizations to increase college access and empower our low-income, first-generation, and underrepresented high school students and families by placing highly trained recent college graduates as full-time college advisors at our partner school sites. We are grounded in 5 key values as an organization in collaboration, justice, development, intentions, and integrity. Our DCAC EAOP program consists of 5 key components to our work: college knowledge, academic advising, enrichment, which the academic teams manage, family engagement, and financial aid. This scope of our work today consists of 60 college advisor fellows stemming from 3 counties, supporting 48 high schools and 2 CBOs. And then for our work, it's broken down to 3 models here at DCAC EAOP, which is cohort services, whole school services, and then community events. In regards to cohort service, each of our school sites, we do have a cohort of 150 to 160 cohort students where we provide intensive academic advising and college planning. So all of our students walk away with a college success plan. They are provided opportunities for various campus visits, college and financial aid application support. And in regards to whole school, we invite students to participate in drop-in advising with our college advisors, either at their office or the College and Career Center located at their high school. We host family events. We celebrate our students through decision days in May, and then provide college information and financial aid workshops for the whole school. In regards to community events, our work stems outside of the high school as well. So we support and also host large-scale college application and financial aid campaign for the community. We host family events, and then we also hold college fairs for our district and community, which happens both in the fall and the spring of each academic year. And what brings us today is the academic programs that we provide our students, and specifically concurrent enrollment, but we wanted to share the various programs that we have here. Really proud of the growth that we have for our academic programs, and with DCAC EAOP's academic programs, we hope to enhance our students' readiness by offering access to diverse academic opportunities. And through these programs, we hope our students build a strong and rigorous college admissions profile and really cultivate a strong sense of belonging within our education institute. So with these are the 4 academic programs our students are offered. The first one is our concurrent enrollment. It's also known as dual individual enrollment. It is for our 10th and 11th grade students. It is credit bearing as they are earning college credit at the local community college. Our partnership is with our community colleges. Our pre-college academy is for our 9th and 10th grade students. This is purely enrichment only, so there is no credit earned. Our partnership is with our higher instructors, which comes with an array of background. We have professors from other institutions coming to teach with us, PhD students who are in the field, and also our seasoned high school teachers that come and teach with us over the summer. The third academic programs that we provide our students is called EAOP Summer Session. This is for our 11th grade students and credit bearing as they are taking summer classes at UC Berkeley. So they're enrolled in a college class taught by college professors and taking classes alongside undergrad students. Our partnership is with our academic departments on the UC Berkeley campus. So this year we have partner with 4 different departments. We have anthropology, Coxside, legal studies, and then lastly, our earth and planetary science department. The last piece of partnership we have is with our DCAC Pre-College Scholars Program. So they offer a subset of students to take courses at UC Berkeley through their program. And this is for our 10th and 11th grade students. There is 2 options, a credit-bearing option and then also a non-credit track. And specifically, the partnership is with UC Berkeley's Summer Session program. And today grounds us to our concurrent enrollment program, and my colleagues will go in depth in regards to our CE program for our students. The objectives for CE for us is for our 10th and 11th grade cohort students to build a competitive college application profile by earning college credit through concurrent enrollment classes. The overview of our program is that we partner with our local community colleges, provide students the opportunity to build a competitive college application by earning college credit while in high school. Students have the opportunity to select from a list of transferable courses that is recommended by our CC partners and also our program. They are able to gain academic skill and knowledge through our Saturday academic skills seminars. So on top of taking their community college classes, they are with us on Saturday, earning skills to really support them in their coursework and also beyond. All of their books and expenses are paid by our organization. And then lastly, if students decide to take the in-person courses, transportation subsidies are for qualified students to go to and from each of the community colleges that they might be taking classes from. And the next slide, we would like to share our students' voices. Bernice is a student that's currently in a concurrent enrollment program from Willow Glen High School. So we're going to play her video and her experience with CE so far.
DCAC and EAOP is significant to me and my family because not only am I given opportunities to learn more about different colleges, but I'm also able to form connections with other people from different areas. My motivation for joining the DCAC and EAOP concurrent enrollment is to learn what it's like to take a college class, and also I'm able to take a class that I'm genuinely interested in, which is human heredity, and I know that it'll benefit me in the career path I want to pursue in the future.
Awesome. At this point, I wanted to turn the screen to Angela, who's one of my colleagues who will go in depth of our program.
Thank you, Emerald, for contextualizing our concurrent enrollment program within the greater work that DCAC and EAOP does, as well as our other academic program offerings. So to dive more into the concurrent enrollment program that we offer students, this really kicks off in the fall time, where we begin to establish and meet with our community college partners, debriefing from the summertime and establishing a game plan for the upcoming cycle that begins in the spring, where students enroll in the spring semester in their colleges. Of course, we work closely with our college advisors who are based at our school and CBO sites for recruitment of students who are 10th and 11th graders. And once students are recruited, have applied to our program, and have been admitted, we host an orientation in person at UC Berkeley campus that involves student and family orientation workshops, as well as enrollment support. The enrollment support continues through the winter and the early spring through scheduled office hours that are publicized through our resource folders and emails, as well as providing advising support through more impromptu scheduled advising sessions. Many of these do include parents, guardians, and families of the students as well. Enrollment support also continues through SAS, our Saturday Academic Skills Seminars, which are 6 Saturday sessions that occur at UC Berkeley campus or at a location in San Jose. And the goal of these is to build and strengthen academic skills and college knowledge for our students, while also providing in-person checkpoints for our students for any enrollment concerns or needs that they might have throughout the semester. All throughout the semester, students are actively a part of multiple communities. They continue to be a part of their school site cohort, and they also expand their community into the community college courses with their peers that they're enrolled in. And they're also a part of SAS community and the greater concurrent enrollment program, where they are in classes of about 25 students with high schoolers who are also enrolled in college courses all throughout the Bay Area. Of course, while they're doing that, they are engaging in academic rigor. They're earning college credit for the courses that they're completing, which may transfer into their A through G requirements at their high school sites, and will certainly transfer into their college and university journey. While doing this, they build a competitive college profile. So to dive even deeper into our program web, our recruitment is supported and really led by our college advisors. And we work very closely with them throughout the recruitment season for any questions that they might have, and also by creating flyers, recruitment presentations, and social media posts available in both Spanish and English. Advisors are also an important part of application and enrollment support, and they work with us as well as the CC staff in one-on-one advising sessions, emails, office hours, and orientation. Our orientation takes place in the winter time and involves DCAC and EAOP program staff, which is a team of about 18 folks, the college advisors, our academic program team, and also has included community college staff. We were really lucky to collaborate with Contra Costa College to support our orientation enrollment sessions this past year. So during the orientation, we offer specialized family presentations offered in both English and Spanish. We offer a student presentation hosted by our advisors, and we also provide an enrollment support lab where students and their parents and guardians can sit down with a staff member from our team or the community college staff that is joining us to really select their course, move through CCC Apply, and make sure that they are enrolled and doing the steps that they need to do to be enrolled. Throughout the semester, students are attending SAS. Our SAS facilitators are college advisors or current undergraduate students, so near-peer mentors who engage in a curriculum that is focused on college readiness and post-secondary planning. Through these SAS sessions, we are also able to have checkpoints with students and their families and continue to address their needs and concerns of their enrollment or college class progress through one-on-one advising, email reminders, and updates throughout the program that go to students and their families. A limitation that we navigate is that we do not work directly at school sites or community colleges. Students are responsible for responding to academic program communications and communicating enrollment or any account problems directly with community college partners. Some of our college partners for this spring cycle were Los Medanos College, Contra Costa College, San Jose City, Chabot, and Berkeley City College. Okay, Saturday academic skills seminars are guided through 6 values and goals. This includes academic success skills, college navigation and knowledge, self-advocacy and confidence building, community and belonging, relevant life and career readiness skills, and goal setting and future planning. Some of the key student benefits of this part of our program are that students can have an experience on a university campus, support a network of peers, near-peer facilitators, and program staff throughout the semester, and also build skills relevant to in-class college experiences and future post-secondary goals. The North Stars and curriculum frameworks of the SAS sessions are restorative justice, culturally relevant and revitalizing pedagogy, project-based learning, as well as arts integration. This is an outline of the topics that have been covered in our SAS sessions this past spring semester, which include a range of goal setting from academic to personal goals, utilizing resources on the college campus, career and college exploration, financial wellness and financial literacy, building professional foundation skills like networking, resumes, cover letters. And finally, on May 3rd, we look forward to celebrating their accomplishments and supporting their reflections to close out the semester and think about what they hope for and aspire to next. Our session title overviews from the past 3 years are available at this tiny URL on a Google Doc where you can see the different topics that have been covered in the last 3 years of our program. Okay, so now we'll feature 2 student voices of students who were at this UC Berkeley SAS session and are enrolled in Los Medanos College and San Jose City College.
My name is Gabriela Becerra.
My name is Jefferson Martinez.
And we both go to Mount Diablo.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I like it. It's very interactive. It's like teaching us a lot of important stuff. Like right now, it's talking about finances for college, which is really important because it just helps you for the future, this program. I really love it.
I have a similar learning experience to Gabby's. It's definitely been a learning, especially with time management for me. I guess going into next year, with college applications and everything, I think it'll be very beneficial if I have that time management.
And they've been really supportive with me. Like, my mom's been very pushy with me. She's like, you gotta do your work, you gotta do all that. But it's like a love type of push, It's not like, oh, you gotta do that. It's like, no, it's more like you have to, and I want you to be good in the future. So
yes, they always give me my space. So if I end up needing to take the class at home, they'll make sure that the house is quiet, right? They'll give me a room to be in because I have younger brothers too, and they like making noise, right? Well, I have to come here for the SAS once a month on Saturday. They're usually okay, sure, and sometimes even though I have that subsidy for BART, they'll sometimes be like, oh no, I'll take you anyways, right? So yeah, they've been pretty nice about it. They're happy that I'm doing the course. Yeah.
thank you both.
Yes. Bye.
With that, I'll go ahead and give myself a quick intro. My name is Angelica Garcia. I'm one of the academic program coordinators that works alongside Angela and Emerald. And so I peeked on the question in the chat asking about parent and guardian engagement. So we're kind of going to give you a little bit more context of what it looks like to include our parents, our guardians, our extended families in this process. And so Angela touched on our orientation Oh, if we could go back. Oh, sorry about that. This is an example agenda of what we go over with our families. We show up to the campus around 6:45 in the morning to get this all set up, but we typically have our families come around 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m., so that they're able to sign in, get our documentation completed. And once we start, we really jump into a welcome that's presented by Nico and Sumi, who are our co-directors, just to set the space to know and to give families the idea that this is their co-space, like this is where they're asking all their questions, any concerns that they have, or just general steps in the process of enrolling students. We also have our own handbook that we provide for families. It's about 30 some odd pages, and it really is our source for all questions that families have. And that could be including our community college links as well. We do a pretty great job of including all the resources that are stemming from all 5 of our partner colleges. And it is a process, I will say, familiarizing ourselves as staff with 5 different individual dual enrollment processes for our students that span from all the way out in Pittsburgh down to San Jose. So once we review that contract, we actually have students, once we review that handbook, we have students sign a contract, just acknowledging that we walked them through it and that they're fully aware of the commitment as well as the expectations on them as a student, both during our SAS sessions and at the community college. Additionally, once we break out from that shared space, we actually break out into student and family presentations. So something to note, during the welcome and the handbook walkthrough, we actually do have a translator on site who is able to give that information to parents and guardians in Spanish, as well as a handbook that had been translated for them to follow along with. And so that's a great access point for a lot of our families who are unfamiliar with the college enrollment process and who also speak English as a first language. So just noting that off to the side as well. So for our student presentations this year, we did have about 5 to 6 different breakout sessions going on at the same time. And that's mainly due to the specific enrollment details that we share out to students for each of our community colleges. And we also want to give them a smaller space so that they're able to ask questions to the presenter in that moment regarding their enrollment. And then this year, our presentation for students was really geared towards academic advising, not in the sense of what a counselor would give at a community college, more in the sense of what are students looking to expand on, what are they looking to explore, what are their interests, and how we can give some guiding questions and thought processes that would really help. And so for our family presentations, those are pretty staple presentations that are led by our assistant directors. We kind of cycled through a couple different topics. This year it was on becoming a competitive applicant. So we have our staff present both in English and in Spanish in different spaces to our parents and guardians. And we touched on this briefly as well, but we do provide an application support lab that we've been running for, I believe, the last 3 orientations for as long as we've been running the program. And this year, as Angela mentioned, we had Contra Costa College come support that event. And then on the next slide, we can also share some data with y'all. So super excited to share these data points. For this year's concurrent enrollment, we had about 193 students participate in person at UC Berkeley campus. So something to note, we actually give this date out a month in advance so students and family can plan their attendance accordingly, especially those who have to commute. For those who are not able to make it in person, we typically host a virtual session for everyone to join in on. It's not as robust as the in-person session. We really go over the handbook and a couple other key details in terms of enrollment, but the students and families who are able to attend in person receive a lot more during that space and time. So in that space, we had about 424 students and family members this past winter, and then we were able to support 42 students within the lab, and that comes out to about a quarter of the students who applied and who were accepted and spot confirmed to our program. So outside of orientation, how are we supporting our students? We have guides on guides on guides. So we actually provide a pretty extensive guide, and it's really in partnership with our community colleges. We take a lot of the resources that are found online, the resources that our partners point to us during those check-in meetings in the fall semester. It's just culminating everything all into one place so that our students are able to access it at once. So we provide dates, semester timelines, resources to different websites, as long as in addition to visual representations of the timeline as well, hyperlinks. We really want to give everyone an overview of the application and enrollment steps. Something really cool that we also include in our guide is a guide key. So when researching on websites, when looking at search engines, sometimes there are terms that are used that our students are just not familiar with because this is their first time enrolling in a community college class on their own. Many of them do have experience with dual enrollment, but that process looks pretty different in comparison to an individual dual enrollment student. So really just setting up our students and our families to succeed as much as possible and providing them with all the information that they need to succeed and to matriculate through this process. And that's just a quick overview off to the side. So again, timeline and tasks, application enrollment steps, and then also just a quick guide in addition to the curated list that our team goes through with our community college partners. And so that guide, because of how extensive it is, and it's really dependent on when the courses for the spring are released, that does not get published and does not get shared to our students until they are accepted in around mid-November. Before that date, we still are able to provide an at-a-glance guide, and this is to help support students decide whether they're interested in applying for the program. So it's a really quick guide, just giving a rundown to students of what classes are available. It does not include date, time, professor, all the intricate details that are needed for the enrollment process. It's more just a quick overview for students to really decide whether they want to participate in our program, because that is really our biggest feedback from students. Is there a class that I'm interested in? Because this is a class that they're taking on their own to really build out their interests and their career goals and their academic interests in general. And so once students and families are accepted into this program, we host office hours. So these office hours are typically hosted from the end of November all the way until mid-January, about a week before we hold our first SAS session. And these are hosted during student lunchtime so that they're able to join a Zoom call during their lunch break and after school in case there are students who want to include their families in the conversation. We've definitely had just parents and guardians show up into that space so they can ask follow-up questions because this process for many students is a student and family-led process. The students have the interest, they have the passion, and the parents want to be as involved as possible to really understand the process that their students are going through in order to enroll. So in this space, students and family are able to complete the CCC Apply application with us if we weren't able to help them during orientation or in a prior commitment. They are able to receive academic advising and also support in course selection. And then additionally, the really tricky part is activating and logging into portals. So we also are like a mini tech support. How can we help them log into their accounts? And if not, we typically contact the folks over at the community college for additional support. And just emphasizing again that families are welcomed in this space. And outside of these synchronous Zoom meetings, orientation, students can check out our resource folder, students and families. This is going to include the handbook that was reviewed during in-person and virtual orientation. It's going to include all the enrollment materials. And then also once SAS starts towards the end of January, it is including all of our materials in case a student happens to miss SAS or a parent and guardian want to be involved and understand a little bit more about what the students are learning during each section. And we also host this on Google Drive. A little tech thing is most people do have Gmails or they have access to G Drive. So it's just the best way for us to communicate our materials to our families. Our advisors also have access to this, all of our associate directors, everyone on our team, in case they run into a student who's enrolling in a community college course and they want to be able to provide that support. Again, emphasizing with 5 different partners, there is a lot on the back end that we have to learn as staff in order to just pick up a phone call from one of our staff members to support on that moment, or to also just be able to provide those in-depth resources for someone to jump in and support. Most of our materials are available in English and Spanish, and that is just due to the fact that we do have staff who is able to translate that material. So we're really grateful and fortunate to have those folks in our space to make those resources available to our families. And with that, we actually wanted to share a short clip of Saida. Saida is someone that I've gotten to know a little bit more during the spring semester. She's an amazing person. She comes to SAS every Saturday morning with her son. So just emphasizing and highlighting the commitment that a lot of our families and students have when they're attending SAS and when they're enrolling in these college classes.
Pues para mí la motivación de estar aquí en este programa es, me siento muy feliz, especialmente por mi hijo, porque él tuvo la motivación, la iniciación de decir, mamá, quiero que me acompañes porque quiero ir a este programa, quiero saber más de lo que sé, digo. Entonces es un programa para mí muy especial, porque quiero seguir aprendiendo más, no quiero quedarme ahí donde estoy, y agradezco si me apoyas. Quiero conocer también la universidad, quizás en el futuro yo voy a estar ahí, que Dios me ayude y que me oiga porque quiero seguir estudiando.
And with that, that's our contact website, Instagram, and I can pass it over to our hosts.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Angelica, Angie, Emerald, and Nico. I know you're representing a larger team that makes this happen. We're just so very fortunate that you took the time to share the amazing work that you're doing, working with so many community colleges, students, and their families. So a reminder to our guests here today, when we talk about community, it's our education community members that can support in these efforts. With now, I have the distinct pleasure to turn it over to Dean Blanca Gomez from East LA College, who has been state leaders in engaging families and the community in dual enrollment. Dean Gomez?
Thank you so much, Lorencia. And I want to thank everybody who is here, because I think it really takes all of us to just get the word out, about the many benefits and resources that are available for our students in dual enrollment. Again, my name is Blanca Gomez. I am the dean that oversees this great program, our early college program here at East Los Angeles College. I also oversee our outreach and recruitment and our FACES and our K-12 partnership. And our FACES, I'll show you shortly, is our Family and Community Engagement Services, which I feel it is the cornerstone and one of our most important programs here at East Los Angeles College, because it is the conduit for our communities at large. Just to give you some context, some of the districts that we work with around our Los Angeles area here at East LA College is Alhambra Unified School District, Montebello Unified School District, and LAUSD District, Los Angeles Unified School District. And last year, we did shortly over 11,000 students in our early college program, which it really does take a village, a lot of shared responsibilities with our districts. And I hope to share today a little bit about what's been very good for us here at ELAC. But believe me, we still have a long way to go to ensure that this dual enrollment is accessible to every student, and that it is systemic. Here, I just want to share some of the steps that we've taken at ELAC in regards of being inclusive of our partners in the outside. So we got to really make sure can we go back to the other slide? I'm so sorry. You know, I brought this slide because it really shows the connection of our college with all of our different districts, our parents, our students, the importance of, you know, us here at ELAC, embedding ourselves intentionally and strategically embedding ourselves with our districts has been huge. I know with this slide, you could see many schools have parent centers, some don't, but they do have like coffee with the principal or whatnot. And so I can't message that enough. The importance of building community, the importance of building trust. And like we heard Angelica earlier, it really, you know, it's a journey that is taken with the whole family. We are very intentional that when we speak to students, middle school or high school students, we're very intentional to include our parents. We're very intentional to have it in multiple languages. In where we're at in Monterey Park and Alhambra, you know, we have to be, there's 3 languages that we have to be intentional with. And, you know, so language, community, trust, those are like our pillars that we move forward with. And in that, it's the history that we build with our partners, administrators, teachers, the coordinators, and the counselors. So you could see that in these pictures, these are pictures that, you know, we hold so dear, and tell your stories. I know we have community colleges here with us today. Please tell your stories with pictures. Those videos are great. Continue telling them because they're so powerful and they really provide so much inspiration, not only for our students, but for our parents, because it is a shared journey. Now let's move over to our next slide that is really important to share. So ELAC's partnership ecosystem, one of the biggest things that we always share out is that we know that dual enrollment for us, it's our professors, we go out to the high schools or the middle schools, but we also have to think about, when we started thinking about like where else can we ensure that everybody has opportunity when we talk about access and access and equity, we started thinking about our community sites, our community-based organizations. We work very closely with Carecen, we work very closely with Salef, and just know that it is something for us to share that our resources here are limited, but I always feel that they need to let us know, you know, if there's something else that we can do for them. I know this is a very trying time in all of the state of California, especially for our undocumented students. We had a day that we went to Carecen. We were there at 7:30 in the morning because we were going to be onboarding students. And, you know, usually Carecen has a lot of students. And they told me that day that it was already out that, you know, there was going to be certain raids in certain areas. And it really frightened a lot of our families, as it should. And so, you know, I told the director there, no worries, we will come the following Saturday again. And a lot of folks, you know, they reach out, other community colleges, and they said, you actually can get professors to go out on a Saturday? And I said, yes. A lot of that is also, I will share, is the communication that we have with our faculty on campus. So we have to be mindful that, you know, there's so many things that are happening right now within our world of dual enrollment that I feel a responsibility to also always have to loop in our faculty, all of our partners, our external partners, our, you know, internal partners. And as you can see here on our ecosystem of partnerships, it's really important. These pictures that you see on the right are of Carecen. And like you see, there's a mom in the bottom. Every meeting we have, Saturdays, evenings, whatnot, we all are, you know, integrated to be able to share this information with parents and the community at large, you know, like the community-based organization, their people there. We also I want to share today, you know, some of my successes. Well, I should say some of our successes here, because I can't do the work alone. I have a team here, and they're so, you know, their work is they believe in it. They know how transformative it is for our students. You know, they're not our type of staff that will stay just in their hours. It's always after hours, evenings, and Saturdays. just know that also your teammates, in building them up to be able to do this work, because this work can be daunting. Our office does dual enrollment, but they also wear the different hat of outreach and recruitment. And we are in the student services section. We have an academic section, services, and then we have the student services. Here at East Los Angeles College, we are in student services where we house our dual enrollment. So our folks here, we have dual enrollment liaisons that will, excuse me, that have a geographical area that they cover. If it's Alhambra, if it's Los Angeles, or Montebello, or remember also our parochial schools, our private schools. So we are open to anybody who wants to start their early college program here at East Los Angeles College, and we're very open to do it. Though it does get challenging, and like I shared before, we service a little, below or over 11,000 students academic year, and we're on that trajectory to do that as well now. But partnerships are so important because it's the word of mouth. We just, have another from these partnerships, Eastmont Community Center in East Los Angeles, and I'm sure we'll have others that will also be coming. I do know that, prior to this, we saw the intricacies of a program. For us and our sister colleges, I know that LAUSD is the second largest school district in the nation. And so now, with all of the attention that dual enrollment has gotten, we are working extremely closely. Our sister colleges, we are, we're not one, we're many, and we're working very closely with the school district. So for us, it's great to see that when we talk about a systemic change for our students, because especially for the communities that we serve here in this area, we all feel that just more students are attaining or have access to dual enrollment. So when you talk about partnerships with our school districts, it is so important to be just embedded with their meetings, embedded in their calendars, embedded, in that every high school, middle school, and elementary school at LA Unified has a parent center. So here, like you saw on the slide before with FACES, we have our college hours. College hours we'll have once a month, but not just with one district, with the 3 districts. And anyone that wants to have a college hour with us as a community partner, we'll always be open to it. It's all about just coordination. And what is the college hour? It's just that, a college hour, where we learn about the many benefits of dual enrollment. We also talk about college promise. We also talk about students with an IEP. We also talk about EAOP and anything that we feel that that our parents will take a poll and they'll let us know, like what areas are they mostly interested in. We do know that the 2 highest, or I should say the 3 highest topics have always been here at East Los Angeles College: financial aid, dual enrollment, and college promise. Our vision is now in partnering and taking it to the next level with our school districts, especially LAUSD, is that, it's now with our CCAP agreements, which now allow us to do more, if anything, have these classes embedded during their hours. It's allowing us to have more students take dual enrollment. One of the biggest things that I wanted to share with everybody today is that, student voice, and I'm going to finish with this, student voice is so important that we cannot miss to have that communication with our students. In the beginning, we were having so many symposiums of how great dual enrollment is, and how great, what this means for their trajectory, and administrators and community college presidents and deans. We were all getting together talking about this. But one of the biggest things that we felt here at ELAC is that we wanted to give a space and place for our students, because we all felt we wanted to learn from them. And though we provide them access, and when we provide them with, we feel, time for them to anytime call our office, we have an Ask Me Anything Zoom every, Monday through Thursday, and we give them the hours. We still felt that we wanted them to have a voice, a space, and a place where they can share out what dual enrollment was for them. And so one of the things that we thought and we talked to students was, how about if we invite non-dual enrollment students to come and listen to you all about some of the challenges, the successes, yes, but also some of your challenges. And so last year was the first student-led dual enrollment summit, and it was beautiful. This year we said, let's do it again. We had the California Community Foundation who supported our efforts, that also felt that was something that was, it was a service gap that we had not seen it yet. And so, and then also they said, we have to acknowledge, some political folks who have been champions for us, in the dual enrollment world. And so, last year we did Assemblymember Holden, who actually wrote the legislation for our AB 288. And this year we had Assemblymember Mike Fong, who also wrote some very important legislation for dual enrollment. So, in that, it's building community. But I just want a message to everybody here. Working closely with your school districts is key, because it is a shared responsibility, and you have to start if you haven't done it yet, it's really good to start those relationships with those board members to nurse. So we have board members who have their own dual enrollment college hour, and because they're big believers and champions in dual enrollment. So we have been very fortunate to have great partners like CLP and folks surrounding us at the at the school districts, our community-based organizations, but there's so much more that we could do. I know it. We're working towards, and believing that when I see the numbers, it's about access of more students taking a class. All it takes is that first class that they take, so that they can know that they can do and they can accomplish. We all know, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, that kids not only they graduate from high school, but they graduate from college. So if we could play the video, this next video will just show you that morning that we had our second student-led dual enrollment summit that just culminates the experience of our students, the experience of what true partnership really looks like, because we cannot do it without our school districts, our community-based organizations that support the efforts and that they understand how powerful dual enrollment is for our students. So thank you. And let's look at that video.
Thank you so much, Dean Gomez. Right before we play this video, we know we're going to be wrapping up on time, but we just wanted to thank everyone for joining us. We're going to use the video to play us out. If you have questions, please let us know. We will be sure to follow up with you, but enjoy the afternoon and feel free to stay and watch this amazing closing video of Student Voice. Thank you again for joining us today.
So this morning we started with our buses arriving to East Los Angeles College, and the excitement was just there. We had the cheerleaders out there greeting them, coming into getting their bags with all their ELAC swag. We had breakfast for everybody. The next thing was the most exciting part. Our morning agenda was to award our champion for dual enrollment. Our assembly member, Mike Fong, who is super fabulous in regards of just being a champion for dual enrollment.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for making education a priority. I'm very honored to serve as the chair of the Assembly Higher Education Committee to make sure that we continue to expand educational opportunities to programs such as dual enrollment programs.
So now we're at the breakout rooms. And so the breakout rooms, they're led by a student leader with students to learn more about that area of study.
For us, we were grouped in cohorts. So we were with the same group of around 50 students for the 3 years that we were in the program.
We're going to show you all the steps of how to sign up, how to register for a college course through the early college program.
We created this summit for all of our high school students, right? To get to know what dual enrollment courses are about, how college courses can benefit you, how you can get ahead while you're still in high school.
So I started at ELAC and I went to Cal State, and now I'm doing my master program.
It is important that we expose our students as early as possible to career opportunities. A lot of times our students only know what they see. And it's important for us as community partners to invest into our communities to share the wealth of knowledge.
I got involved in dual enrollment because in middle school it was offered to me through my ASB teacher. So then I applied, and then once I applied, they started giving us like college courses take over the summer, and it just really like helped me with the college experience.
Dual enrollment is such a transformative experience for students. I know that. I was a dual enrollment student when I was in high school, and my siblings were dual enrollment high schools, and it really transformed the trajectory of our lives and our entire families.
Students who participate in dual enrollment are more likely to graduate high school to